The most difficult thing in trading is knowing when to apply your strategies. There's no such thing as a strategy that always works. You build a strategy to take advantage of specific market conditions and then survive outside of those market conditions. But what if there was a way to know what phase the market was in so that you always knew when to apply specific strategies? Today, we're going to be looking at an indicator that says to do just that. It says it is utilizing this market phase graph to paint onto your ThinkorSwim chart what the current phase of the market is, be it bullish, bearish, accumulation, distribution, etc. I haven't looked at this yet, so this is going to be a first look. I'm going to show you all how you set up custom code in your ThinkorSwim application, and then we are going to go through this study together for the first time. Should be exciting. Hit the like button if you are excited, and let's jump into the content. Alrighty, so how do we get this code into ThinkScript? Pretty easy. I'm just going to hit Control A. Oh, Control A doesn't work. It copies everything. All right, I guess I'm going to grab and drag and select everything in here. Now I'm going to hit Control C, copy. We're going to go over to our ThinkorSwim application. I'm going to open Studies, Edit Studies. You all, I'm sure, have seen this modal. This is where you add your RSI, your moving average, your stochastics, your MACD, this, that, and the other. You may not have ever noticed or taken advantage of this Create button here. If I hit this, get rid of what it defaults as, and then paste in the code, I'm going to name it, what was it called? Market Phases. I'm going to name it Market Phases. We're going to hit OK. And there was some extra direction on this as well. On the chart, when you load it, uncheck the show plots for BU phase, AC phase, RE phase, BE, blah, 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 blah. These mess up the chart sizing. If someone knows how to turn those off, then please do so. Thank you. So let's jump into our settings here and let's turn off those plots. So these phases, he said to turn off, or he or she, sorry, said to turn off these plots. So let's go ahead and do that. Now, moment of truth, I genuinely have no idea what this is going to look like. This is a first look at it for me as well as for you. So let's hope this doesn't suck. If it does suck, I probably won't post this video, so you won't be watching this. But I'm really hoping for something amazing here. I'm really hoping for something that really shows the phase that the market is in that can help us understand when to apply our trade strategy. So 3, 2, 1, apply. Okay. So immediately I am seeing two lines. Not exactly sure what they represent. We're going to dive into the code a little bit in a minute here and sort of dissect what's being said. But you can see there's currently a label that we are in a bull phase, which is true. Yes, we have recently bounced, hell, even from the bottom, 411 up over 490. It looks like it started painting the bull phase. I'm going to assume, it's a little hard to tell because I don't know when the bars turn green because of the price or green because of the study, but it looks like they might start painting green above this green line here. So they started painting green at 434 up above 490, and you can see it was painting in a bear phase here as well during the pullbacks of 2022. So good to see, bull phase during the major 2021 run, bear phase during the 2022 bear market, and then pretty immediately when we started coming out of that bear market, we got into this bull phase. And there's also these arrows I'm seeing on the chart, which is interesting. I have to look into what those mean as well, but potentially some if just at a glance, potentially some dip buy arrows. It looks to be that when you're in a bull phase and getting a dip, you may get indications that, hey, this may be a decent buy. Obviously, vice versa for bear phases. When you're in a bear phase and you're getting a pop, hey, this might be a decent indication to sell or whatever that is. But let's dive into the code a little bit. I'm going to break this down a little bit on my own so that I don't take 30 minutes of looking and dissecting this code on this video. I'm going to go dissect the code a little bit, and then we'll run through it step by step together here. So give me a minute. For you, it'll just be a second. See you then. Now, before we get too far into this video and someone brings it up, let me just say that I will not have this code available on my website. I'm not going to be selling a code that I have found on the internet myself, right? Even though I could probably get away with it, that's just really scammy to sell things that are publicly available. And sort of the central idea behind why I created my website, daytradingstrategies.net, was to be different than a lot of the scams out there. And what would it make me if I was selling publicly available code? Now, the link to this code will be available in the description down below. And since you clicked on this video, you're obviously interested in custom ThinkScript codes. And if you are, you can get access to over 15 custom studies on my website right now. And that's not even counting the strategies and watch list and other things you get, all for one low price. So if you'd like to check out the website, daytradingstrategies.net, also a link to that in the description down below, but this code will not be on the site. All right, I think I've got a pretty good understanding of what this code is doing now. So the green line on your chart is a 50 simple length moving average. The red line is a 200 simple length moving average. And you are in your bullish phase when the current price closes above both moving averages and the 50 moving average is above the 200 moving average. Now, I don't know exactly what the point of accumulation and recovery phases are. These are just sort of the middling points. It's when your close is over 50, over 200, but the 50 is below the 200. They're calling that an accumulation phase. Close over 50, but close below 200, and the 50 is below 200. They're calling that a recovery phase. All that does for now that I could tell is it just changes the label up here. So it would just tell you on this label that, hey, you are in a accumulation phase. Hey, you are in a recovery phase. I look at this the way I interpret this code and the way I would interpret the way this study looks. Those are just middling phases. It just means that the market is a little bit undecided right now. It's neither extremely bullish or bearish. It's sort of just chopping, right? Which is important to know as well, right? But I wouldn't think too hard in the way I would use this. I wouldn't think too hard into these middling phases. Now, the bearish phase, obviously, I'm not going to insult your intelligence. It's just the opposite. Below, and the 50 is below. That's when you get this red bearish phase here. The arrows were what I thought they were. They are bull pullbacks and bear pullbacks. And what they are doing is they are taking the exponential average of the price over the last 10 bars. That average length is set up here at 10, and it's an input, so it can be changed. So if you are in your bull phase and your current price is below the exponential average of the last 10 bars, you get your bull pullback, or obviously vice versa, but bear phase and price is above average price of the last 10 bars, you get your bear pullback. As I said, that input is changeable. So if you want to make it over the last 50 bars instead of the last 10, you will notice how the arrows change. So that's a nice little added feature as well there. So, yeah, I could see this being a useful indicator, especially for beginner traders that don't have a fantastic grasp of what the current market is doing, or should I say, because this is also a beginner trader problem. But if you find yourself over trading a lot, like you're taking way too many trades and you end up trading in really, really low multiple situations, you look at your trade journal, which have a trade journal, please. If you don't have a trade journal, start journaling your trades. But if you're looking at your trades and you're noticing that your average wins are getting smaller and smaller, and you're like, what's going on? That's because you're trading outside of your current market range, right? The market phase that your strategy works in isn't currently occurring. Say you've got a bullish continuation strategy. That's the way I trade. This could be helpful for going, okay, I will only use my bullish continuation strategies when the ticker I'm looking at, let's switch tickers here. Let's go look at NVIDIA because we know how crazy this is. When NVIDIA is in its bull sort of run here, I will trade my strategies on it. When it's not sort of these middling opportunities here, I would stop trading the strategies on NVIDIA. So I can see how this indicator, how this study would help you decide what the current phase of the market is and how you should apply your strategies accordingly. Once again, to access this code, just click the link in the description, or to get access to all of my custom coded studies, strategies, my custom watch list columns, all of this stuff for one low price. I promise you have a price in your mind right now. I promise you it's cheaper than that. Check out daytradingstrategies.net, my website. Link also in the description down below. With all that being said, that's going to do it for this video. But on the outro screen, I'm going to link you all to a video of one of my custom studies. So if you want to check out something that I've created, click on that video on the next screen.
Trading stocks. He talks about trading stocks. It's important for you Americans and other international individuals to learn about stocks.